If we are saying, and I didn't get that they were dead set on two-story, but if we're telling, I don't care who the architect is, that we're looking for a one-story building, then that's what would be expected to be presented to us.
I agree. I just felt like there was a lot of subtle nudges in their presentation. But Skinner Farlow Kerwin, for the most part, has done pretty good by us. I like that they added for this project the cost manager as well. But OCA or Skinner Farlow Kerwin would be, or the two I prefer out of the three.
All right?
I like the idea how frequently they would be on site too.
Okay?
And I also like Skinner, Farlow, and Kerwin also. I like the fact, too, we were talking about prototypes. That they mentioned that some prototypes will not, fit in certain areas. Or, if you have north to south, it may not fit east to west. I appreciate that. And I like the magnitude number of people that came out, too. We didn't have anyone that was absent that I know of that came out in full numbers. So it lets me know that they really do appreciate it and really want to have this project as their own.
Hard to get stopped in Statesville when you're coming from.
I like the idea,
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Ms. Barnes?
I like the idea of using a local firm. And I always use these old expressions, but the proof is in the pudding. And they have worked on a lot of our schools and done a great job, especially at Jones. You can't go wrong with the experience that they have. And so that would be the company that I would like to have, or architectural firm. Then the second one that we had did a great job, I think, of presenting and had some really great information that they shared. But the distance and having them available would be still questionable, even though they said they could be there once a week, So,
That was Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Madam Chair,
Mrs. Boyette?
I liked OCA and I also like Pinnacle. I totally am in opposition to Skinner, Barlow, and Curran because of the cost. They were the only one that we interviewed that consistently were over budget with their projects, and they're certainly over budget with ours. So I like OCA or Pinnacle.
I think, over budget on the Watt project, I wasn't surprised because I think the gym part of it come up after the original. I don't know that accounts for all of it.
Not for $6 million.
It did
plus
provide at least
furniture.
4 of it, I think, or more, in my recollection. But I think they're straight up, and that's who I would prefer, would be Skinner for me.
Mr. Boykin?
I liked Pinnacle, and I liked Skinner Farlow. I really liked it. I liked the thought of a prototype building because it's had the glitches worked out of it over several builds. And I know that, turning the building and trying to get it, to fit exactly on a tight lot can be difficult. But, it's a whole lot better to me to go with a known and proven model than it is to build a brand new school and something not work right. But with that being said, I really like the fact that Skinner Farlow is local, and I like the thought of keeping Wilson tax dollars in Wilson.
Okay. I like Skinner, Kerwin, Farlow, Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, and Pinnacle. But the problem with Pinnacle is, who was it made the comment, you're getting stuck in Statesville. And once a week may not be enough. I do like the fact that Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin is local, that they are on the site over and over. and beyond just a once-a-week venture. So in looking at your feelings, I have Mr. Mercer with a preference of Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, Mr. Breen with OCA and Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, Ms. Barnes with Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, Ms. Powell with Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, Pinnacle, Mrs. Boyette with OCA and Pinnacle, Mr. Borkin with Pinnacle and Skinner, Farwell, Kerwin, and Fitch with Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin, Pinnacle. And if I had to take one over the other as a second choice, I think even though I like Pinnacle, I would take OCA. But if we are looking at this point in time, OCA has the least support. Pinnacle would then be next, and 6 out of 7 have indicated either a first or second preference with Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin. How else do you want to weigh in on this at this point? Or does that get it for you in terms of what your stated preferences are, and then we proceed from there? One of the questions I posed for Dr. Mills as we sat here was, I know that we used construction management firm for
I would recommend that again.
for Watt, and I was asking him, would he be recommending construction management for this particular building, and he indicated yes, that he would be indicating a desire for construction management. So tell me where it is, what other discussion do you need at this point in terms of looking at the architectural?
I don't need any.
All right?
I think I'm ready to move forward.
All right. So given the numbers that came out in response to the question, are you ready to make a motion in terms of the selection for the architectural firm?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Breen?
I'll move that we select the Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin architecture as the architect for the new Frederick Douglass Elementary School project.
Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mrs. Powell and Mr. Mercer, that we use Skinner, Farlow, Kerwin as the architect for Frederick Douglass Elementary School. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
Nay.
Let the record reflect that the motion carries 6-1 with Mrs. Boyette casting a vote in opposition. And I think that was it for our agenda for today, so the
Madam
chair
Chair,
will
move for
entertain a motion.
Second.
It has been moved by Mr. Breen, seconded by Mr. Mercer, that we adjourn. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Let the record reflect that the motion carries unanimously. We are now adjourned. Thank